Okay, hello everyone. How are you? It's Kei. This is the 4th of February 2023 on Saturday. So how are you everyone? I hope you're having a great day today, great weekend. So yeah, since the market's closed today, I will be talking about the psychology. And in doing that, I have one question to everyone today. So if you happen to be on a PC or mobile, please get back to me by chat and comment. My question is, what is your biggest challenge in terms of trade psychology? And based on this topic, I would like to discuss, and I may be able to make some comments, advice to you and everyone. So before doing that, let me say hi to everyone quickly. Alright, let's see. Okay, Rajesh, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. And you, Wing Shun Lee, thank you so much for joining my Ichimoku community. So once you click the join button and join YouTube Ichimoku community, then next step is to come to my Discord group. So access to this Ichimoku community, access to the web page first of all, and then hover over services Ichimoku community and click on how to join. And when you click on how to join, then you know there is a web page. It shows 3 steps to join the Discord and get all the perks, the 3 books, and customize indicators for Ichimoku and everything. So feel free to join Discord from this link and you get all the perks. But again, thanks so much for joining you, and stay gold. Okay, in the meantime, let me say hi to everyone. Okay, again, Rajesh, good to see you, and Christopher, good to see you too. James, thank you for joining, good to see you also. Alright, Buta, thank you for joining, and John, good to see you, and H, thank you for joining, Homan, TikTok, good to see you, Verdi, good to see you too, and Ollie. Alright, and you again, good to see you. Welcome to the Ichimoku community. Anis, good to see you. Roge, thank you for joining. Alright, Blair and Photo, Pitol and Benedict, good to see you. Alright. Alright, yeah, you're welcome. Alright, Win, Rafael, good to see you. Master of Rain and Hiel and everyone else, great to see you. So today, my question to everyone is, what is your biggest challenge in terms of trade psychology? What is the biggest challenge? I think there are a couple of answers, and I actually posted the poll. You can see that on the chat right now. Is it either FOMO or revenge trade? Revenge trading. What is your biggest challenge in terms of trade psychology? Also, there was a big news. There was big news last week, and you may have some challenges in terms of waiting for the chance to come, or being patient may be the biggest challenge for you. But whatever comes up in mind, let me know. Then we can discuss today. So I start to see some comments now. So let me see a few of them here now. Okay, so first I get the comment from James. He says, biggest fear Stargirl exiting with small losses when trade goes the opposite way. Okay, so yeah. So exit with a small loss is okay because you don't lose big. And if your drawdowns are kept small, then it should cover the previous small losses is the strategy. So keep the losses small, and continue to look for the trading chance. And if the market goes opposite direction, then simply exit very soon, or you can exit with a break even and continue to look for some opportunities. Before I didn't know about the stop loss, so simply I didn't really take that. But after I lost really big on one of my trades in gold, I start to make sure that I put the stop loss after that. Okay, so let me continue to check some more comments now. Okay, Roget says, personally for me it's FOMO. I have enough self restraint to not to revenge trade, but it took me years to stop my FOMO habits. FOMO is the #1 reason for my loss trades, according to my journal. Okay, so your biggest challenge is the FOMO. So in terms of the FOMO, how to stop FOMO is I think I can come up with multiple ways to stop FOMO based on my experience, because I also had one before. So I think one of the ways to overcome FOMO is by following strictly to the strategy. So when your strategy says to take trade, then you simply take trade. But if your strategy says no, then you should not take trades. If you take trades when your strategy says no, then there is no consistency, and you may lose more and more, and you may feel more FOMO. So because sometimes I think typical FOMO example is that when the market is near the resistance and it breaks that resistance and goes up, but you're not there, and you feel you missed all these potential pips. If you are there when the market breaks out, or when the market even retests after the breakout, if you are there, you could have taken that trade and you could have made 100 pips or 200 pips of profit. But because you are not there, you cannot take that trade and missed those pips. So I think this is a typical FOMO example, but to overcome again, you have to follow the rules. So, and if you're not there, then simply don't care about the past charts, don't care about the past running pips, because there will be new running pips in the future. So don't think too much about the past trending markets or the past ups and downs in the markets, because we are basically trading the future markets. I think similar example is that I usually take this example when I talk about the FOMO is that when you are looking for it, it's not there. But when you are looking for it, it's not there. So when you're looking for the opportunities, it's not there. Let's say if you're using Ichimoku, and let's say if you're using the Ichimoku Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen cross strategy. So you leave chart and come back and you see the cross, but that timing may not be the perfect entry timing. So you pass it, come back, and then the market goes, for example. Or whenever you screen charts, there is no Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen crosses, but when you're away from the chart, the crosses happen all the time. So that may be another example too. But either way, when you are there, but if your system says no, if you cannot find the entry timing or entry opportunities, then simply stay away. And even if the market goes up and down, when you leave, it's okay because the market's moving every day. And yeah, I think the bottom line is that there's nothing that you're missing. Yeah, there should be next opportunities. So just being consistent on what you do and just take trades as your according to your strategy. Okay. I think, but yeah, this is I think one of the, I would say, most common challenges to everyone. FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay, so let me cover some other comments now. Okay, Tony Gold says, oh, Grand Rising K and family, thanks so much. Arne, good to see you. Sunil, thanks for joining. Alright, Photo says, a lot of problems, fear and confidence. Okay, if you still have the fear and the confidence, then you have to practice more. And you have to take trades and also practice and see the patterns more. See the losing patterns and winning patterns and look for the best setups to take trades. Okay, Andrew, thanks so much. He says, I recommend this new trading psychology book, Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. Okay, I will check that one too. Well, actually, one of my psychology Bible book is Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I have read that book so many times, and I still learn. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you to do so. Yeah, that book talks about the trade psychology and mindset and fear, FOMO, and everything. Yes, Ali, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Okay, Rafael says, overconfidence, euphoria, taking bigger, unjustified risks as a result. Okay, so overconfidence. Yeah, that can also be a big challenges too. Yeah, like when you start to win trades, this may happen after some losing years. Then when you suddenly start to make profits, and it may be due to the market condition being right to you with your strategy, and you start to make profits, then you may be overconfident and you may be over trading. You may be start to taking bigger risk than usual, and when the things start to go opposite direction, then you may lose more and more. So this may happen too. So I think here we need the discipline, obviously. Yeah. So because I say this also because I have been this in the past. I was overconfident when I was when I was winning the trades, like let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight, no losses, just winning trades. Then I became overconfident. I thought I'm a genius, so I thought I mastered the trades, and that was my mistake. So I started not to care about the losses, not to care about the stop losses, not to care about the position sizings, and simply taking trades because I was pretty confident that the next trade is also gonna be a win. So why should I follow the risk management? Why should I go with the lower lot size? I know that this trade is gonna bring me some profits, so why don't I go with the big size? And then that trade goes backwards, and I lose all these profits I made in the past. So, and I think this is also something that everybody has to go through. At least for my case, it was like that. So, Yeah, and overconfidence. And after I have been through this, my conclusion is that there is no such confidence in myself, but rather I always think about when the market reverses against my direction. So if you follow my strategy, KTS, then you know that I look at the markets in multiple time frames, and I enter trades based on the 5-minute by using multiple confirmations. So let's say sometimes I find 5, 6, or sometimes even 7 confirmations on M5. But somewhere in myself still tells me that don't be confident, because we can't manage, we can't control the markets. So no matter how many confirmations you can find, how many reasons you can find to take a trade, the market still may go opposite direction. So I gave up on being confident by the number of the confirmations, but instead I monitor the chart after my entry, and I always think about when the market reverses, when to exit with a loss. When to exit with a small loss, I always think about and take trades. And that protects me psychologically towards the fear of the losses. Because every time I enter trade, to be honest, I don't really expect this trade is going to bring me over 100 or 200 pips. I never expect that. I'm like, who knows how many pips this trade can bring me. It may be 10 pips or 5 pips or break even, or it may be 50, 100, we never know. I would never know. There's no way to know how many pips this particular trade is going to run. But I know when to exit when the market reverses with a small loss. And that's what I do in terms of the risk management. So, and I don't be confident anymore. I kind of gave up on being confident anymore on every single trade of mine. And then I found the peace in my mind, in psychology. So yeah, I think that's one way to overcome the overconfidence feelings towards the markets. But it's really important. Okay, all right. Let me continue to check other comments now. Ashley says FOMO definitely for now, similar to Roge. Okay, distancing from the trace, no positions. Right. So you have to be away from the chart is the key. Right. I think this is also my experience. I think I can talk a lot about things based on my experience, but I used to be over trading before because I thought more is more. I thought the more I take trades, the more I make profits. So I was once really aggressive on my trades. I used to trade 20 or 30 trades per day. So that will be 600 trades in 1 month. And I've spent 12 hours every day and did it. And in the end, I lost. I was in a loss. And when this happens for the 6 months, then I got really tired. So, and that's when I realized that the more is not always more in trading. So, we tend to focus on how to take the perfect entries or how to make profits, what strategies can make you the profits. We tend to think towards that direction, and that's okay, but at the same time, you have to always keep in mind the other side, which is how not to lose and how to stay away from the market and how not to do anything in the markets. I think both ways, I think strategy becomes really important. Yeah. So yeah, it's really the key, I think. Yeah. So in terms of my trade experience, I have been going through a lot for the last 10 years, almost 10 years. This is my 10th year, but almost 10 years I have gone through so many things. But yeah, really important, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let me continue to check some more comments now. Alright. Chia, thanks for joining. Alright, Ali. Oh, I didn't see your questions. Can you post them here again so I can see them? Okay. Josiah, thanks for joining. Fear of loss. Yeah, fear of loss. Alright, Ken Lee, thanks for joining. Okay. Oh, I see many comments. Let me cover as much as possible today. Okay, now you says my biggest challenge is not following my daily target. Always want to make more, and when that happens, I overtrade and end up losing instead of winning. Okay, so you have the daily target, which is good in terms of the study, sports, or business, but I also gave up on taking the target every day, every week, every month. I used to do it also, like 2% target per day or 10% per month. I had the targets, but I gave up. So now I don't set the target, I don't set TP. I always put the stop losses, but I don't set the TP. So when I say this, I have some questions. So how do you manage the target? How do you know if my system works every month, every year? And this is based on my stats and experience. I know that by running the Forex Tester or by trading the live market, I know there are some trends in the Forex markets. There are some big trends in the Forex market, over 100 pips every month on my watch list. I have 21 pairs on my watch list, and I know some of these markets will trend big every month. And when I happen to capture these big trends, then I know I reach target of, I don't set target, but in my average return is 10% in a month. So I reach that 10% in a month average every month. But it doesn't mean that I capture that 10% every month. Some month will be break even, and some months might be a loss. Some months may be 20% or 40% return. In average, throughout the year, I take 10% in average. In the month of 2022, it was 13% every month in average. But the point is that I will never know how many returns I get in terms of the pips and in terms of the risk and reward ratio. I will never know. So, but based on my, first of all, back testing, in my Forex Tester, I have back tested it many times on the pairs on my watch list, and then I proved myself that I have some returns. If I were to be in front of the chart all day for 1 year or 2 years, all day, every day, if I were there, then I make the profit factor of 5 out of 100 trades on each pair. So that's something I know, and I'm confident with my strategy. And then when it comes to the live market, I may not be there, as I mentioned. I might not be there when the big trends happening. Like yesterday, or for yesterday, Thursday, there were some big trends on the pound pairs. The pound pairs were trending down, but because I wasn't there when I was screening charts, I couldn't find the entry confirmations with my strategy, and then that's why I didn't take trade. But if I were there, I know I can make profits, and this happens every month. So with this in mind, I simply follow my rules and strategy, and then take trades every week, every month, and eventually reach target of 10% in average per yearly or per the monthly basis. So I think this approach, I think this is only, my strategy, my approach. Usually it said that we have to set the target in terms of the profit and also the risk and the reward ratio target and so on. But I don't really do that. Yeah, when I talk to someone and when I say that I don't set the TP, then some people get surprised. But it's just natural for me. After I set the break-even line, I simply leave chart because I don't lose anyways. And if I keep on trading with this mindset, with this strategy, then out of 10 trades, when I set the break-even, maybe 3 or 2, I may have big trends. I may capture big trends, and then these big trends, big profits covers the previous small losses is my strategy. So yeah, so my direct advice for you is don't take the daily target, don't take the weekly or the monthly target, because markets are something that we cannot control. If you take more trades, more profits, then you should do more. You should take more trades to reach target. But the trading is actually not like that. Okay, so let me continue to check some charts and also the comments now. Alright, TDV, did you catch gold trade on Friday? No, it just went down right at the news. But I didn't take trade on gold. Yeah, I'm not a contrarian, so I don't take trades when the market goes against the major direction. Okay, let me see. Rafael says another big challenge is accepting the loss, and accepting is a part of the bigger picture. I usually get fixed on my losses and forget all my good trades. Okay, accepting the losses. Right, that's also a big challenge. When you have one loss, it's okay. When you have 2 losses, it's okay also. When you have 3 losses, then you may be difficult to accept consecutive losses. So, and that's because we tend to focus more in terms of the number of losses than the percentage of loss. But if you focus on the percentage of loss, how many percent you lose based on the account size, then you should be feeling safe. If these 3 losses are like a 30% drawdown, then it might be a big challenge. But out of these 3 losses, if your losses are still 1.5 or 2%, then you should be feeling safe. Yeah. Yeah, so I think you have to move the stop loss, manage the stop losses, and try to lose as small as possible. Okay. On Instagram, I don't check the Instagram comments, so please send me an email if you have any questions. Ryan says, when I lose one trade, then I start to do stupid things and lose more. Okay. You maybe change your strategy, change the timing to exit maybe, or you lower the stop loss more. I used to do that too. Like I set the stop loss here when I take trade here, and when the market starts to go down, I lower the stop loss As it goes down, also I lowered the stop loss because I didn't want to fix the loss. And that was my huge mistake. Due to this, I lost so much also before. Yeah, back then I didn't know what I was doing and how to handle these situations. Yeah, Roger says, you're right, Kei. Usually I just turn off the computer and walk away. As you said, there is always tomorrow. It's been working quite nicely for me. Right, that's right. Yes, there's always tomorrow. The markets are moving every day. So if you can't capture the opportunity today, then you may be able to tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then maybe the day after. And it just goes on. The important thing is just be there every day. Whether you see opportunities or not, just screenshots every day at least 3 times to 5 times as I do. And if there's opportunity, then simply take it, otherwise stay away. Yeah. Okay, Oli says, as a newbie, I have realized that my entries are always wrong and it has affected me a lot since I'm relying on KTS only, though the trades are few, but learning patience by waiting for the trades, waiting for the trends. Right. So my strategy KTS, I think the biggest challenge to use KTS is that the fact that the win rate is really low. Usually when someone builds a strategy, then he tries to raise the win rate higher, like a 80%, 70% win rate. But my strategy, my win rate is really low. If you see my stats on the videos, then the win rate is only like 30% or maybe below 40%. So my win rate is really low, so you will have consecutive losses. It's really true, and you may be missing the opportunities. And that's a part of the process based on KTS. So you have to align psychology as I do, otherwise you may not be able to use KTS correctly. And it requires patience. But after you master KTS, what happens is that you have more free time, you have less trades, but make more profits. That's how I designed my own strategy. So that's why I think psychology is really the key. When you start to apply some new strategies, whether it's KTS or something else, you have to always think about the psychology behind. Like how was this strategy created, and based on what kind of style the strategy is. And if you're not aligned to that strategy, then in psychology, then you may not be able to use that strategy correctly. Photo, yes. Trading in Zone by Mark Douglas. That's a book I was talking about. That's my Bible in psychology. That's right. Yes, overtrade, right? Overtrading. I think overtrading happens when you want to make money quickly. Maybe. I think that may be one of the reasons. If so, then your account size may be too big. I think that also creates FOMO and fear of losses. I was speaking with one of the GTS members today, and he said that he used to use big lot size. And he used to take exit too early because he see numbers, losses and wins in money, not the pips but in money. He see all these big numbers moving up and down, positive, negative, and when he sees the number turns to be positive, the profits, then he used to exit too soon, that he missed the future big profits. But so he lowered, but now he lowered the lot size. Then what happened was that he makes more returns than he was taking the big lot size because he's able to now hold the trade in the longer, and he is able to run profits bigger, and he becomes more patient in following the trends and in taking profits. So if you overtrade and if the reason is because you exit too soon, then I think my advice is to lower the lot size, maybe lower the count size, and see how it goes. Remember, the most important thing, at least for me, is the risk and the reward ratio. Then how much you get, how much return you get, how much. The more important is the ratio, risk reward ratio, or the percentage. Okay, Rafael, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Photo says how to overcome from the loss trace. How to overcome? There may be no way. There may be no way to overcome the losses because losses and losses can be painful. I think one way to not to overcome but to deal with it is to stay away from the market until you settle down your emotion. If you lose trade, let's say 1 trade, 2 trades okay, but if you lose, let's say 5 trades in a row, then you have to know that there must be something wrong. Because after all, if you think about it, the trades, the market just goes up and down. It's either way, up or down, either way. So either way, it's 50-50 chance. But if this 50-50 game, if you lose 5 times, then there must be something wrong. You might be over trading, you might be exiting too soon, or the market may be too choppy. Or you may be fading down, you may be frustrated and not following rules. But whatever the reason it may be, if you see 5 consecutive losses, then there must be something wrong. Or I would say if you see 3 times consecutive losses in a day, then the day may not be for you. That's something that you know. So you stay away, come back tomorrow. And the market conditions may be changed, and next day or next week you may see more stable trends, more beautiful trends than this week. So then you may be able to run profits than this week, for example. Because markets are not always the same every day, every week. Suddenly it changes direction, suddenly becomes stable trend. So when you start to lose, then you can just stay away from the markets and come back few days later. If you're the scalper, then you can come back few hours later too in a day. But just wait until the market conditions change. Okay. Okay, this name says, Kei, do you make your own EAs? No, I don't. I don't use EA. I take trades manually, exits manually. Okay, Michelle, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Okay, and this name, yeah, I don't use EA codes. I don't know how to do. Yeah. Because I used to use EA before, I didn't code myself, but I was using the paid EAs and robots, and it failed, and that's why I don't use them anymore. And this is personal preference, but I feel more fun to take trades with my own manually than automatically. So that I feel really I'm trading. I have the feeling of the trading, entry, exit, stop losses. Whenever I hear this, when you execute on the MT5, MT4, you hear this clicking sound. Whenever you move stop loss, drag stop loss to break even, you hear this clicking sound, and I like that. So I really feel that I'm trading, I'm in the market, I get the feeling than EA, and that's why I prefer to trade manually. Okay, Alexander says, when you lose at the beginning, when you lose your first account, how did you find the strength to get your feet and keep going? Save again and try again. How master? When I first lose account, then I was in the middle of creating some new strategies or editing and applying, looking for the new strategies and see how it goes. So I created the $10,000 account first, and then I blew it, and I recreated another 10,000, and I lost half of it. And that was when I was losing consecutively, and also I was scalping. I took 20-30 trades per day, 12 hours I was monitoring charts. I used to have 6 screens in front of myself. I was watching the news, watching the web pages, and 2 charts on the screen, 2 screens, and I was watching the heat map or market orders. I was also watching the New York options and everything I was watching. And that was too much for me. And I used to have like maybe, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 indicators, no chart. And that was a big mess. But and when I was doing that, I kept trading, but I kept losing. And eventually I got depressed. I got the depression, so I had to leave chart. Otherwise, I was going crazy. So I had to leave chart. I have to take a leave from the trading, and I was under medication to cure the depression. So physically, I wasn't able to take trade for a couple of months, and I think that was good after looking back, because I was able to leave chart for a couple of months. I was able to reset my mindset, and after I started to trade again, I created demo account, not the live account, but I created demo account and started to trade with a more simple strategy, only the price actions with all the white candles, the price actions, and Ichimoku. That's it. I started to use only one screen and one indicator, Ichimoku, and candlesticks, and that's it. And things start to become more sense to me. Things start to make more sense to me after that. So I don't know how it happened, but after I have gone through all these painful months, that was my conclusion. So after that, I like to keep things simple, and I like to relax always when I take trades. So yeah, I'm not sure if I answered the question directly, but that was my experience. So that's why I say sometimes we have to leave chart intentionally, whether the market is active or not. When you're feeling bad, when you're not feeling well in terms of trades, and when you get stress in trades, then you have to leave chart. You have to reset and come back. Okay, yeah, so let me take a few more comments. Oh, thank you very much. I see many comments, but yeah, let me try to cover as much as possible. Okay, next one is Doe. He says, hello Kei, how are you? Very good, thanks so much. Doing well here. I have a short psychological question. Is giving trading lessons a fulfilling, meaningful addition in trading? Sometimes when trading, I feel like I'm not helping anyone's society. Oh, yes, I feel meaningful when I giving trading lessons to anyone. Yes, I do. Because trading, if I only trade in my own life, then I may get too bored. And this is my secret, is because I do this YouTube and I share my strategy among the communities, is because so that I keep myself busy and I can be away. I have the reasons to be away from the chart. And this is why I share. I'm willing to share what I know and what I experience. But because if I only trade, then I may start to look for opportunities more in a day, in a week. But because of this, I have limited time to see charts. Of course, I can do something else also besides teaching, besides sharing my strategy. I could be doing some other things, like I may be traveling, or I might be doing anything I want to do. But sharing or teaching something also contributes my strategy also. When I read these comments and as I reply these comments, I also learn myself too. Sometimes I would never forget some important questions, important messages, and I sometimes take memos because it's important for me also, for my trades. So it's actually both ways. I also learn based on these comments and also based on the trades that you share. So it's actually for both ways. And I really enjoy this. I have been a teacher actually. My father was a teacher of the private school, and so I think teaching is in my genes. And when I was first in the US, I used to teach Japanese language to everyone because I have a teaching certificate of Japanese in Japan. So I used to teach Japanese language in the US, and that's how I survived in the US to pay the tuition fees and everything. And then, I used to guide the future international students from Japan to the US. I was helping them based on my experience of staying there for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I was helping them to guide what to do, how to manage the life and study and everything, how to apply the job and everything. So yeah, I think sharing or teaching is in my blood also, and this is what I like to do. Yeah, because the markets do not speak, and markets do not react based on what I do. They just goes and goes just by itself. But and in that sense, it's not really exciting for me. I simply follow my rules, follow my strategies, make profits, but I'm losing excitement already. No matter how many profits I make every year, every month, there is no excitement for me. So that's why. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, so let me finish the live in few minutes. Okay, actually says, I usually take profit much more earlier before the target. How to patiently keep the position open and wait for the target? You can leave chart. You can leave chart until the market reaches target. Then you can take profit there. Okay, Golf says, glad to be here. Great topic. FOMO gets me always. If I lose, I take it personal. Do you care much about the news? I do, but I don't trade by the news. So no matter how big the impact are in the news, I don't take trades based on the news direction. Yeah, I simply take trades based on the technical confirmations on the chart. Okay, let me see. I was trying to correlate FOMC rates, NFP, CPI, trading news, but I realized it doesn't always go along. That's right. Yeah. George says, my biggest challenge is trying to find a precise system, bottoms and tops, etc. If had just stuck with Ichimoku, I would have made much more profits. It's not too late. Not too late. You can start from now, today, or next week. Okay, Starry, thanks for joining. Photo, you're welcome. You're welcome. Alright, Alexander, you're welcome too. SY says, hi Kei, I've been following your channel for over a year. What's the biggest capital to start with when trading? Or what's the best capital to start trading? I would say the capital that is okay for you to lose. That's what you have to start with. So never start too big. If you lose account and if the psychology affects you, then never take that because that will be too big for you. Always you have to have two wallets, one to live and one to trade. And only use a wallet to trade when it comes to trading. Never touch on the living money. Never touch on the money to live. Okay. Alright, so I think I will end the live for now. Oh, I see few more comments. Laksung says, will you advise for someone to focus on single, few, or all the currency? Only few currency I recommend. If you start to see so many currency pairs, then you may not know which one to choose. So select, I would say, up to 5 if you are new to trade, and focus only on these 5 currency pairs. Okay. Nandana says, do you trade news or pure technical trader? I am a pure technical trader. Yes. Okay, Tony Gold, you're welcome. You're welcome. Revenge trading killed my progress for a while until I learned that hard way. Yes, revenge trade. Never do a revenge trade. Right. Okay. Orne says, do you sometimes meet KTS members in Dubai and discuss trading in person? That's something I was planning to do now. I did it once in December, and in January I wasn't able to do it, but February I'm thinking do it. So yes, I will start to do some offline meetings in Dubai or some other areas in the world. So that's also one of my things I want to do this year. I want to visit some different countries and meet the members and discuss markets together. That's also something I want to do this year. Yes. Okay, so I made a poll, so let me close the poll and see the ratio now. Okay, so let me see. I closed it, and do I see the result now? Let me see. Okay, it doesn't pop up soon, looks like. But it was like 50-50 around FOMO and the revenge trade. It was like 50-50 around. I mean, I didn't see big difference on the poll, so yeah, that was what I was expecting. Okay, so anyways, I will end the live for now. So again, thank you very much for joining today. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And continue to monitor yourself in terms of psychology. Whenever you feel FOMO, whenever you feel revenge trading psychology, then my best advice is to stay away. For now. Not forever, but for now, stay away and come back when your psychology settles down. Okay, thank you very much. So tomorrow I will be doing a weekly forecast. So I may see you tomorrow at the same time. I will be covering the Forex pairs, gold, WTI, indices, and the Bitcoin and the news for next week. And for those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you soon. Today is Sunday, so I will cover some words from Goichi Hosoda and touch on Ichimoku psychology. Okay, so thank you very much again. Until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now. またね. Thanks so much.